This is the first look at Windows Server 2022, and you can download the ISO file by going into the Windows Insider Preview downloads that you see here. If you're not a member of the Windows Insider group, just go ahead and go to Windows Insider, sign up. You don't need to have any types of credentials. You can just go ahead and sign in. So here's our options for downloads. We see the ISO, the VHDX for Hyper-V. We can also see the language pack as well as Windows Admin Center preview, which I'm sure will look a little bit different. Then we can choose our language and download the ISO file. Once the ISO is downloaded, you can install it onto a virtual machine such as Hyper-V, VMware, etc., or right onto a physical computer. Here we are creating the new VM, and I'm running this on a server cluster. So I'm actually going to install this into the cluster high availability system that I have set up. I'll give it 24 gigs of RAM, connect it to the Hyper-V switch, and I'm just going to choose the default 127 gigabytes and then connect to the DVD for the ISO file. And then we'll get started. Switch over to full screen mode. Again, this will work on a physical or virtual, any type of virtual, it's fine. Here's the Windows Server 2022 splash screen for installation. Choose Install Now. And it looks pretty much the same as it did in 2019 and previous versions. I did not have a key, so I just clicked on I don't have a product key. And you can choose between Data Center and Standard. Choose the desktop experience if you want to see the full GUI. Otherwise, you'll just see the command line looking thing where you can run PowerShell commands, etc. And then click Next. Accept everything, and always choose Custom when you're doing a new install. Click Next. And now the installation begins, and we'll just go ahead and let that run, and when it's all done, then we'll take a look at Windows 2022 together for the very first time. Installation's almost complete. I'll put in my password, and we'll check it out. And I'm logging in for the first time. And here is Windows Server 2022. So far, it looks pretty much like the previous version. Take a look at settings. That does look a little bit different. Server Manager is up. Looks like Control Panel's still there. We're all worried that that might have gone away. And let's take a look at roles and features. Looks like as of now, they haven't made a lot of changes to it, at least the front end. They have added in Microsoft Azure services. That's interesting. Looks like that only leads you to the Azure portal. And we also see connect this server to cloud services. And that looks like it just takes you to the same place, so you can log into the portal. Let's take a look at the Start menu, see if anything's changed there. Looks a little bit different than 2019. Icons look a little bit brighter, a little more three-dimensional. But I'm not seeing a lot of difference here in the menus. We see Edge is included by default, which is nice. There's all the different PowerShell options. And Windows System now has Control Panel there, which is great. So at this point, I don't see a lot of differences between 2019 and 2022. However, Microsoft does update things quite often. So it may look different by the time it's released, where there may be a lot of new menus under the tools, may even remove Control Panel. It's hard to really say what they're going to do. But this is the first time I've seen it, and now it may be the first time you have as well.